Good morning, everyone. Well, it is at least morning when I'm recording this, and a beautiful morning it is. Yesterday it was all drizzly and yucky out there, and I don't know if you can see that today it's absolutely gorgeous. Welcome to my day 6 of the Recombobulation countdown towards my birthday. And, by the time you get to this point in life, you either push back on and hate your birthday, don't share how old you are, don't like people celebrating your birthday or wishing you a happy birthday, or you get the memo that it's worth celebrating every moment you can. And birth leads to this life that where every moment can matter or every moment sucks, and it all just depends on your thoughts. And so I've been thinking about where is it along the line that I learned that life was hard. Because basically as a kid you come in still remembering that we're all one and we're all whole, and it's all wonderful, awful rather than awful. So, and it's kind of a combination of the beliefs that you pick up from your parents and the beliefs you pick up at school, and on and on and on. And I was sharing with someone yesterday about a memory of being in Catholic school, and I had the same nun for 2nd and 4th grade. And for the most part, she was my saving grace in my Catholic school experience. She was really tender and wonderful. However, the practice was that in order to go out to recess, you had to answer a math question, and or you had to answer a grammar question or a history question or a punctuation question. So that was the only way that you got released to go out to play on the playground. And I'm dyslexic. It wasn't something that was normally identified at that point. We didn't have the awareness that we have today. I'm not a good speller. I can't read well. I have eye challenges. And all of those are facts that just influenced the stories that I made up about myself. But it was where I came to believe that I'm never going to go out to recess. I'm always going to stay in the classroom. But even that had what I call a blessing, where a blessing comes out of learning a lesson. So somehow I was coming up with this convoluted belief that many of us did from early on, that I'm not enough. But somehow what I did with it is when I was in the classroom during recess, I would watch Mother John Vini sitting at her desk doing all the certificates and all of the special documents. She calligraphied, and that was her role, is to do calligraphy. And I would watch her and really just enjoy the beauty of that. And I would decorate the bulletin boards. Well, that really nurtured in me the artist that I am. And with all good intentions, on my graduation day, my dad said to me, "Oh, sweetheart, I'm so proud of you getting your degree, and you're the first one in our family who has graduated from college. And now I'm really hoping that you'll choose to learn something that you can fall back on, because you'll never make a living as an artist." Now, it hit me like a bucket of cold water, but after reflecting on it over time, it's where I really sorted through and realized that his intentions were very good. He really wanted me to find a way that was easy to sustain myself. And although there are those people who have learned how to sustain themselves as an artist, it tends to be a more challenging journey because it's not as mainstream. Well, the truth is, I'm not mainstream. I never have been mainstream. And ever since then, and perhaps with little seeds planted before that, I thought, well, you can never make a living doing the things that you love that aren't mainstream. And I always envied those people who found that mainstream something because they never were concerned about money, and they never seemed to experience the same angst from my perspective. And yet somehow I know at this point, it still seems like a magical mystery tour to determine how to sustain myself doing work that I love. So I am a mentor, but I don't necessarily mentor like coaches and mentors mentor. I'm an artist, but I don't necessarily do art like everyone else does. I certainly am not good at counting and math, although somehow I've made it this far. And thank God I had the help of a tutor to get through statistics and I mean, as I look back on it, I have no idea really how I did that for my doctoral work and my master's. And so I have all these labels and all of these certificates and all of these accomplishments, but the untruth buried is that I'm still not good enough. The deep down real truth is that I know that that's not what dictates my worth. And that even those people who have come up with a mainstream way of finding success, that they also miss that feeling of connecting to what they're passionate or curious about. Elizabeth Gilbert, who wrote Eat, Pray, Love, she once gave this wonderful talk on her whole thing is about teaching people or encouraging people to follow their passion. And then she got a letter from someone who said, well, you've made me feel even worse than I felt before coming to your talk because I don't have a passion. She said, I'm curious. I go from one thing to another thing, and another thing excites me, so I go there, and another thing excites me to go there. And so it awoke in Elizabeth Gilbert the realization that this person is passionate about being curious. And if there weren't curious people who had passions that are short-lived, brief strategic passions that they were curious about, and then carried that information to another and another and another, that all of those who have chosen Main Street passions wouldn't grow. That it's that cross-pollination that allows us to become more and more creative. And so I am on this journey on the remaining days of however long my life gets to be, of learning to celebrate rather than judge my curiosity, and really see that my worth is by being a bee, by cross-pollinating. And so if you want to be cross-pollinated and want to uh, experience and learn what it's like to be a creative soul, come play with me. I'm happy to mentor from that place of going out to recess, going out to play. So anyway, that's what I've been ruminating on this day of my recombobulation on the countdown to my next birthday.